everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bowles Central. Got a new, fresh, spanking, brand new, spanking video game review for you today. This is Gears Tactics on the PC. It's a really pretty awesome Gears game, you know? Like, really holds up to the standards of the series, which has by and large been a very good series over the years. Especially lately, Gears 5 was awesome. But you know what? This is not a shooter. This is not the standard action third-person thing that you're used to. This is a tactical combat game, top-down perspective, and basically it's a Gears version of XCOM, which is cool. I think there's room for that, especially in this universe. It's maybe a little more streamlined than XCOM, but you know. You have a lot of different actual characters to choose from. They call them Gears in Gears of War. You know, you have a lot of options on the battlefield, like a lot of options on the battlefield, including this really cool system. They call it the Overwatch system, where you can set up your gears to have like cones of fire, and anything that penetrates that area just kind of gets auto smacked. But you got to set it up right. And you got to use it at the right time. There's tons of tactics, and honestly, it's so similar to Gears, like a standard, you know, regular main entry Gears game in so many ways. Everything from, you know, needing to stay in cover, sliding into cover, like that's just as important as a main entry game, to using your Lancer chainsaw to saw through a dude or frag a guy. You can even stick grenades on people, you know. Sniper rifles are very important. Shotguns are very important. It's a good melding of the gameplay style popularized by something like XCOM and a franchise that this fits very well with. And graphically, it's actually rather impressive. You know, like Gears of War 5 was a pretty cool looking game, and this is more or less on par with it, which is sort of impressive considering it's the top-down thing. I mean, you can kind of see when you get into these close-up perspectives like this, because you really want to see those kills, man. You want to see those chainsaw kills. You want to see those hits. As you can see, it kind of the fidelity doesn't quite hold up as well, but it's still graphically really cool. There's a good story here. There's a good Gears of War story, and it's well told through cutscenes, and it's well told through dialogue on the battlefield, you know, between actual encounters. Only thing is you're going to find there's a lot of semi-randomized loot grab type mission encountery thingies that are just kind of flood the run length and really pad it out considerably, which means you're going to spend half, if not most of your time not even really engaging with a pretty cool story, which is definitely a drawback to this game. It just is. It takes place 12 years before the original Gears of War game, and this guy here, we actually meet Kate Diaz's father, so it's cool. It's got some synchronicity with the main series. It ties things together. You know, there's a few drawbacks, you know. I really do appreciate the fact that there's bosses in this, which XCOM, to my memory, never really had boss encounters. But it all does kind of become after a while, and it's fairly lengthy process getting through this game. Mostly because of these kind of side type activity type mission things, which I'll get to in a minute. But you know, it's like mission boss, mission boss, and eventually that kind of like wears out its welcome just a little bit. And then, like I said, you know, you have side things that you can do to increase loot, increase perks. All your gears, all your characters, right, are fully customizable. They're upgradable. They can get bonuses for their weapons. You know, you have certain types. You have a sniper, you have a shotgun specialist, you've got a regular grunt soldier. But they're all upgradable, which is really, really cool. But, you know, it gets grindy. It gets a little bit grindy, and it gets a little bit same. And the combat is fine. The tactical stuff is good, and moving around the battlefield, gaining the best advantage, flanking is really, really, really important. All of that works very well, but it gets a little same, especially since advancing the story requires you to kind of have a lot of off times. So I don't know if I'm really explaining that right, but that's just kind of how it felt to me. But you know what? Apart from that, it's a pretty sleek game. Other than the fact that I had some major crashes. I had some major crashes with this game, which sucks for me. And I actually researched a little bit. It seems like some people are having crashes. So for me, that kind of hurts its score. Its final, you know, score here. Especially since, like, crashing your whole PC. Never good for me. Like, I get so paranoid with that stuff. I'm not into losing expensive pieces of machinery per se. But assuming that you get a good shot at this game and it doesn't bust up your fucking computer, it's great. I love this part. The boom shot is cool. It's just as cool. It's just as cool as a Gears game. So, for all of these reasons, I may have given this game a 9, but officially, the final score for Gears Tactics is an 8 out of 10. Very good game, definitely worth your time if you got a rig that can handle it. Not super graphically intense, but pretty cool looking game. And I guess that's about it. We're gonna watch him take out this corpser slowly. I mean, what are you gonna do? He's got his knuckle things over his face. You can't just sit there and tell him jokes. Like you're Siri. Like you're saying, Siri, tell me a joke about a big knuckle monster. I don't even really know where I'm going with this. The point is, good game. You should play it. And don't let it destroy your system. That's all. I don't know. You might have trouble with that. You may. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, do me a favor, everybody. This is my latest novel, God's Body, Book 1, The Fall. It's about the apocalypse that begins when giant beings fall to Earth and battle to the death. It's about the fallout, and it's horrific, and it's funny sometimes, and it's comic booky and pulpy. It's really a lot of fun. It's fully illustrated by this really awesome artist friend of mine who decided to work with me on this project. Very cool book, available on Amazon.com for the low price, so go find out for yourself. That's all from Jeff Bowles Central. Enjoy the rest of your life day. Life day? Like a Wookiee.